Morning, everybody. So today is day 12. Today is day 12, and I want to congratulate you. We're moving forward. So I just got scolded by one of my patients. Came in here. She was very physically aggressive until security gave her a sedative. But she makes a very, very excellent point. She made an excellent point about one of my previous discussions, and I want to give her the opportunity to clarify for me, and then I will also clarify. So this is Giselle Harrington. Is it Dr. Harrington?
No.
Okay, but you're a psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
She's a psychologist, and besides diagnosing my pathopsychology, she made a point about the other day when I was saying just say yes, and I turn it over to you.
I was saying to Noah that while it is good to say yes, and it is negative to say no many times, it is not always the case. And that I was concerned that the way he presented it made it seem so definitive that no was always bad and yes was always right. Because in my experience in working with patients and in my own personal life, there are times when saying yes is wonderful and the best thing you can do, but there are also times when it's really important to know when you should say no. Because sometimes saying no is a very positive thing and is something that really can benefit your life. So I just was asking him not to be quite so definitive.
She was physically abusing me. And you know what? I don't disagree with that at all. I actually agree with it. So let me clarify that in a way. So if we were to say to you, hey, you know what? Here's some heroin. That wouldn't be a good time to just say yes. Or if I were to say to you, hey, you know what? Go play in traffic. That wouldn't be a good time to say yes, okay? My point was saying yes to things that will benefit you. Saying yes to things that will be a positive influence in your life. And so I think more often than not, people are in a mode where they often see the difficulty or they see the impossibility of getting out of the hole that we've dug. And so my point in this was to say, you know what, let's get moving, let's try it, let's give it a shot, let's let momentum take over this. But Giselle is 100% correct, and I will be more clear when I stress this in the future. So just say yes, unless it's, you know what, it's funny you say that, because I'm gonna give you another book on the reading list. I don't know if you know this person, but he was my patient. His name is Dr. Herbert Fensterheim. You know him?
No.
So he has a book called Don't Say Yes When You Want to Say No, okay?
Right.
So I invoke the
Exactly.
great Dr. Fensterheim to say when something is not right for you, or something is going to tax you in a way that's not going to be good for you, absolutely say no, okay? In improv, it's not going to work that well, but life is, I really do see life as improv, but it's sometimes saying yes can get you in trouble. But my point is, be open to the possibilities that trying might offer you, as opposed to if we do nothing, if we sit and wait, we know that we're going to be losing ground. So be open to the possibilities. But thank you for that public flogging. I accept it 100%. Have a great day, everybody. Today is day 12. Let us do it. All right, so it's time for today's question of the day. Today's question comes to us from Bondi Walters, and Bondi says, so what do you do when you can't complete the exercise for the day? You can't do 4 minutes, you can't do 6 minutes, you can't do 8 minutes. Do you stay there until you do, or do you go on to the next day anyway? And if you get sick, where do you start up again? So that is a great question. That is a great question. So I describe this one like surfing. Some days you go out, the waves are killer. Other days you go out, the water's flat. So I say it like this. When you come to exercise, if the waves are there, we surf. Meaning if you feel good, we do it. If you don't feel good, or if you're struggling a little bit, I'm not saying don't do it. I would say always look to try it, and we can make modifications to it. How do we make modifications to it? You could do less time, take breaks in between, okay? So let's say today the goal is to walk 6 minutes straight. If you get to 3 minutes and you're more short of breath than usual, or you're feeling more exhausted than usual, take a little break, take 3 minutes in between, and then go back and do the other 3 minutes. Again, As long as you're getting the sum total of what we're looking for, you're still getting the benefit. I had a yoga instructor named Stephanie Pope who used to say, as long as you're giving it 100% of your effort, you're still getting 100% of the benefit. And the point is, if you can't do it all at once, that's okay. That's why at the beginning of every walkabout, I say, if it's 9 minutes, if you can't do 9 minutes, give me 4.5, give me 4.5, give me 3, 3, 3, okay? Modify as you see fit. And if that means slowing down, you could do the steps slower, taking breaks in between. And some days, it's gonna be a better decision to just not do it, okay? But don't let too many of those things pile up. If all of a sudden you're struggling, and you really can't figure out the reason why, then you should see your doctor. Now, here's another thing. You asked specifically about, should I go on to the next day? We're not gonna leave you behind. You're not punished, okay? And these things are meant to be incorporated as a program, but they're also meant to be standalone activities. So you know what? If you want to watch the next day, go for it. If it's an 8-minute walkabout, but you only wanna do 4 minutes of it, so be it. Do 4 minutes, turn it off, take a break, and then return again. Your last question is, if you get sick, where do you start up again, okay? So I describe pulmonary health or health in general sort of like chutes and ladders. So we work hard to climb the ladder, climb the ladder, climb the ladder, climb the ladder, and then for some unknown reason, we fall down a chute. We get sick, we get an infection, we have an exacerbation. Should you come back from it? Absolutely, you should push to come back for it, but come back slowly, okay? And the question of when. So when we get sick, typically there's a period where we're kind of falling, getting worse. And then there comes a point where we start to make the turn, and then we start getting better little by little. So in my opinion, the time to start exercising again is not during the falling period. It's once you've turned the corner and start feeling better again. So sometimes when you're really sick, if you're falling, then exercise or overexertion can actually be harmful to you and make you sicker. But once you turn that corner, then the exercise will actually help to speed your recovery. That being said, the breathing exercises can always be done. There's never going to be a time when you can't do the breathing exercises. I'm referring specifically to the walkabouts and or the balance, flexibility, and strength exercises, okay? The breathing can be and should be done every day, and the meditation absolutely should be done every day, especially under times of stress or crisis, okay? So I hope that helps. Have a great day, everybody. You can do this.